Hello and welcome to Force 13's live hangouts. As you can see, my name's Nathan Foy, and today, at least for the first minute, I'm upside down. I'm joined by my fellow upside down friends. Craig, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm upside down.
Fantastic. Daniel, hello.
Hello.
And the noise is coming from John.
I can't go upside down. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Excellent.
Oh dear.
Hey, what better way to start the show? You can all turn yourselves right the way up now, guys. Come on. Enough of this silliness. If you've got
your idea.
If you've got any comments for us, please send us a message on YouTube. Type in the comments box, and of course we're discussing the more serious matters, which are the tropical storms which may become typhoons very soon. Goni and Atsani in the Western Pacific, which could both become significant typhoons in the next few days. We're also keeping tabs on what's going on in the rest of the world as well. But actually, let me take a look. Let me show you even what the situation is right now on Force 13's tracker, if I can get it up and loaded, which I can't at the moment because my application's crashed. But actually, we can now. Excellent. I'd be getting stressed otherwise. Here we are, showing the storms. This is on Force 13's tracker. You can visit it right now. At any time, so just type in force-13.com/tracker, and you can see the storms there. Goni, Atsani, and Invest 99W near the international date line. You can also see what's left of Hilda, not a depression, a remnant low, and barely one of those even, and Invest 94E in the Eastern Pacific, which has a 90% chance of development last time I checked. That should still be the case, yes, 90% in the next 48 hours and the next 5 days. So that is also something to watch in the next few days. Craig, what are your observations on the storms recently?
Well, my observations. Well, my observations that I think that Atsani is what Jason's been saying in the chat room, that it might become a Category 5 typhoon. Hard to really believe, June, that we just had Sudalor quite recently, the strongest storm this year, and RAM has stopped working. Oh dear.
Let's take a look at some satellite imagery. Here's the latest on Goni. You can see how the central part of the storm is perched right on top of the Mariana Islands at the moment. That won't be doing them any favours at all after what happened with Sudalor and possibly previous storms. You can see the whole dark areas there showing the most intense rainfall and probably thunderstorms occurring over probably Rota, really, the central island there.
Yeah.
The storm's on a gradual west-northwestward heading and is going to slowly continue off towards that direction, away from those islands soon, but at the moment they are right in the thick of it. We're also looking at Atsani. This is how this storm's been developing in the past few frames. Getting its act together slowly but surely. It looks like a larger system, doesn't it, Craig?
It does. It's been really growing in size. It's definitely one not to take your eyes off of, especially if you're in. I don't know if it's going to hit Guam or something, but
we'll take a look at the forecasts in a moment. I just want to remind you the intensities of those storms. Goni at 60 miles an hour and a pressure of 985 millibars. Atsani 65 miles an hour and 982 millibars. That's the latest information. Looking at the JTWC's website, do they have the latest forecasts out at 9 p.m. UTC? Yes, they do. There's Atsani, first of all. That's not so much a threat for the Mariana Islands. That's going to pass further out to sea by the looks of things, but could become a very strong storm, a super typhoon even, with winds of 150 miles an hour expected in 4 days. There's Goni, of course, passing through the Mariana Islands right now, and you can see how it's expected to move on a trajectory which will take it further west, and it could possibly affect Taiwan once again as a significant storm, but this time it looks to be the southern part of Taiwan by day 5, and that could become a Category 4 storm. John, any comments?
Sorry, I was going for 2 minutes. I was trying to get Hypothetical loaded, but yeah, it looks like this is going to be a very strong storm by the time it reaches wherever it's going right now.
What sort of intensity do you think? Well, here's the crunch question, I suppose. Which storm do you think will be stronger?
Well, whichever one is farthest south, I think. Which one is farthest south again?
It's a very close one. It's just about Goni.
Goni might be a hair stronger, and at the same time, Goni probably has lots of warm water ahead of it. Atsani, sorry,
Yeah.
no reason, but Atsani is going to probably get cold water because of Goni's.
I don't think so. It's the West
But,
Pacific. It's really
yeah,
warm to a decent
yeah.
latitude. So at the
So,
moment.
so basically, a cold water trail wouldn't affect anything.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I believe Daniel's got something up.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the SSTs in a moment. But Daniel, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Daniel.
It's the wind map in case anybody's interested.
Okay.
I'll just load that up.
Yes, please. How long is this going to take?
Oh, why is it all in... It's all in a strange language, oh well.
What?
Yeah, Firefox is text... Hangouts... Oh, forget it.
I've forgotten it.
Oh,
loading
you've
it
got the sea surface temperature.
Ah,
then.
there it is.
Alright, okay. Go for it.
Oh dear.
Oh,
All those
God.
mirrors. Let's take a look at the sea surface temperatures for a moment, and then we'll go back to Daniel's wind map if we can. You can see how the waters are fairly warm. 26 degrees extending up to Hawaii at this time. Looking good round there. The remnants of Hilda. I wonder whether they might regenerate by any chance later on. Maybe on its way to the West Pacific, who knows. The far eastern Pacific, very warm indeed, as it has been all year, where we could see our next storm. The Gulf of Mexico boiling hot by the looks of things. The western Atlantic near the Gulf Stream and the Bahamas looking fairly warm. The Caribbean a little bit on the cool side actually. If a storm forms there, it will have its biggest struggle in the western Atlantic. Further east, it's I suppose it's a bit chilly over there as well, except for the deep tropics around 10 degrees north. Further north of that, you've got this big area here, which is 25-degree waters dipping in. Oh, is it 25? No, it's 27, isn't it? I was looking at the wrong thingamajig.
Oh dear.
But the waters are warm enough for the whole area there then in that case. Yeah, so moving further east, a really cool pocket here in the Arabian Sea, which is intriguing. But the rest of the Indian Ocean very warm in the northern area at least. The South China Sea very warm, especially the Gulf of Tonkin. Look at that, 32 degrees there in that inlet area. And further east, which is where we'll have the two storms in this area here, and a bit further east of that, warm waters extending all the way up there, 30 degrees, even in this pocket here, not far from, what is that, 30 degrees north, I think? So, not looking bad there either. Yeah, that is 30 degrees north. So yeah, all systems go in the West Pacific still. Craig,
Yes.
would you like to say anything?
Well, I've got. I've got a screen share.
John, what's
up
with the
on,
face?
Yeah, stop it. Putting me off. Well, I've just got the latest shear tendency.
I was going to go to that, but
Yep.
you've
In
done
the
it for me.
Atlantic. Yep. In the Atlantic, decreasing in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's looking rather interesting out towards, out near Central Atlantic, right about there, near Cape Verde
Yeah,
Islands. If a tropical wave found itself there, it has a very high chance of development, especially in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, look at that, really low wind shear around the coast of the Yucatan. Daniel?
Yeah, I'm ready to show my wind map again.
Go ahead and show it.
Just a second.
Sad because there's no Atlantic, there's nothing in the Atlantic according to NHC. There's definitely, I can definitely see the Azores high on that model.
Yeah, we'll be looking at that in a moment, but Daniel, are we waiting all day here?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there it is, yes.
I can see a very large extratropical system which looks
Yeah,
like
well,
it might be the remnant of Molave.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I believe it is.
Hmm.
I mean, they predicted the models not so long ago that it would become a very strong extratropical low after it went off towards the northeast.
Yeah.
Of course, there's our two cyclones further south, looking good. Very good indeed. In the meantime, let's take a look at, or let's just look at the Atlantic first of all on Daniel's screen there.
Ah.
Very strong Azores high.
Yes, and nothing in the Atlantic.
See if
What a
there's
surprise.
Atypical.
anything near the UK.
The UK.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the models now. First of all, the CMC showing already that low pressure system in the Eastern Pacific. Does it develop it? Of course it does. Becoming a significant tropical storm, possibly approaching hurricane strength, but I'm not sure. And what's that up here as well? You see this north of Hawaii? Something forming over there as well. Don't know whether that is tropical in nature or not. Way further south we have a new system possibly forming here. Possibly a tropical wave here in the Atlantic, really low down. And does the CMC develop that? There's a big storm south of Hawaii there on day 6, and a Cape Verde system there as well.
Oh, landfall in Hawaii.
Really developing very much. Yes, that is a significant landfall in Hawaii, possibly hurricane strength there, on what may be possibly Oahu there. I'm not sure on the Hawaiian Islands, but yeah, possibly a big landfall occurring there, if the CMC model is to be believed, which isn't very often.
No, but on this occasion, well, we might have to, but who knows, it may not happen.
ECMWF says something entirely different, taking that storm way to the west, and a possible tropical system in the Atlantic, very short-lived, however, if it does get a tropical storm status. GFDL might have something interesting to offer on Invest 94E, to become a tropical storm, a weak one at that, and to dissipate rather quickly, so that one went quick. The GFS model for this whole area.
They're normally predicting something violent.
No, that's a CMC usually.
Well, yeah.
Again, a tropical storm occurring out of that invest there. Possibly something in the Atlantic, a new system passing over the Cape Verde Islands again here shown, and that tropical wave there approaching Trinidad and Grenada. But I don't think anything really develops there, and a possible new system here off the coast of Mexico, but nothing concrete at all. The HWRF also has the other West Pacific systems. Let's look at them first. So this is what the HWRF thinks of Goni 16W, and you can see it intensifying, broadening perhaps, and reaching a peak intensity. Just gauging where the most intense part is. So yeah, around here, 926 millibars and 165 miles an hour, 1 minute sustained winds.
The equivalent of Cyclone Pam.
I suppose so. In terms of wind speed, anyway, not pressure.
Nope.
So that's for Goni. Atsani as well, let's take a look at that and see what the HWRF does with that, because at the moment that's predicted to be the strongest storm. Imagine the 165 mile an hour storm being the weaker one.
God.
But the HWRF at the moment doesn't seem so keen, taking it to... Yeah, not far from Cat 5 there. At that point, I think that's 150 there. And then I think it is on its way out after that. Looking at the paths, pretty much in agreement with what the JTWC is saying right now. There's also something of note here as well, a system here not far from the international date line which could also develop into a new tropical storm as well. That's the HWRF. And the nav gem usually doesn't show much, but we'll take a look at it anyway and see what it says. Not much from the East Pacific, the Atlantic. Again, you can see those tropical waves, but again, like the other models, nothing coming out of them. Where's John gone? Is he not available? Oh, hi, John. What do you think of those models? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree?
I was away. I was grabbing snacks, but the models, yeah, I could guess so. They definitely forecasting low activity in the Atlantic.
Yes, indeed.
Makes me sad.
I might just put up the GFS one model prediction.
We'll take a look at some models for the Westpac soon as well, but in the meantime,
somebody joined us.
We'll stick with Craig. Yes, I was aware of that. I'm not sure if he will speak because usually he doesn't, but they're more than welcome to.
Who is it?
Hey, not for us to pry. If you've got any questions on the YouTube page right now, please send in the comment, and we'll do our best to reply to that, as we always do.
Good lord, that's a big low, especially for the UK.
Yeah, I should do it on my other computer.
Where is what low? Where?
Oh, hang on, let me go back.
I'm looking at your screen here.
Damn it. GFS. This rather big low up here.
I'm not seeing any. Oh, there it is.
I think this might have been from like earlier on.
Oh, there we are. Yes. So 998. No, not too deep, really. Just pretty average.
And really intense rainfall around it.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. West Pacific. Let's have a look at that.
We're looking at models for everywhere. If you want local weather forecasts, by the way, during the show, please let us know. It won't be done by Michael. He waffles on for so long.
No. He's the James May.
I have the YouTube thingy up on my other computer next to me, so I can check the comments.
Okay. Well, if you are, by the way, if you are wondering where Michael is, he is away for the next week or so. Just to let you know. What you're looking at right now is the water vapor map of the two storms. You certainly see them possibly on their way to becoming something, those two. They could be twin super typhoons, quite possibly, but
they look good.
Don't bet on that just yet.
Well, this one here,
back to Craig.
GFS, has a predicted landfall for Goni, which is this one here, of 957 millibars. 957? 975 to be precise. To make landfall in Taiwan, possibly just scrape it. There's the landfall there. But as Atsani to still keep going, we start weakening.
I see it.
Then take a big curve.
I can't
straight back.
But how about that storm? Oh, passing fairly close to Japan before moving away. Very strong as well. Look how large it is.
This one
when
here,
it goes on that post-tropical transition. No, I'm talking about Atsani there on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it takes up one hell of a big curve, and then it really enlarges.
Yeah.
And of course, it fizzles out. But the remnants of
it moves east.
But the remnants of Goni still going. Hello, Daniel.
Carry on, Craig.
I said Goni, but I meant to say Goni, but the remnants of Goni here are still going on, pretty strong.
Yeah, I've got a question about the tracker map on the website.
Okay.
Do the storms, storm icons rotate according to the is it the Coriolis effect?
Very good, Daniel.
Yay!
I believe they do. Yes.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh wow, we're very sophisticated, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
If you've not seen this yet, this is the Force 13 tracker page, force13.com/tracker. It's looking a little bit bare at the moment, but we will be adding more features as time goes by, and of course keeping you up to date on the storms to complement our video updates and everything else that we do. John.
We have a very special guest.
The creator of it, yes.
Jason! Hi, Jason.
Jason's arrived in the chat room, but I don't think he'll be speaking because he usually doesn't at this time. But maybe he'll be doing some screen sharing or something else. Who knows?
Nathan, Could I quickly point this out for Well, I'll
Sorry,
let
John was
finish.
first.
I'll let John finish.
Would Goni and Atsani perhaps, since they're really close, could they do a Fujiwara interaction?
Yeah, it's quite possible, yeah.
Because their proximity to each other, they could do a Fujiwara interaction.
Quite possible. I'm not sure if it is certain to happen, but
Ex Hilda.
some sort of interaction going on, yeah. Yes, it's been updated to show X Hilda because there's nothing left of Hilda, pretty much. There's nothing left of her for some time.
Oh yes.
Once a strong hurricane category 4, it peaked. It was a very small storm as well.
And I think it was the smallest storm this year. I think. And let me quickly move on from that.
Right, yeah. It's Craig. Let's take a look at what you're showing us right now.
Obviously, the two storms active in the West Pacific. No prizes to guess which ones they are because they're named already. I'm going to have a quick look at Goni. The peak of 140 miles per hour. I can't possibly tell. Is that a possible landfall the way the head of the arrow's going on south of Taiwan? Well, I don't know. Try to track it from there.
Well, it's pretty much copying the JTWC forecast. They're probably based off that. I'm not sure, of course, but
Yeah.
I guess it's for display purposes because we don't really know where exactly the storm's going to go. So, you know, if you see on the 5-day forecast that you're right underneath the storm if you're living in southern Taiwan, don't worry just yet because, pardon me, because you know, the track may change in that time, albeit probably not by that much. Just might make very bad a little bit less bad.
Yeah. Well, this is Atsani. It took a big bend there. If you just make it out from the green of the tropical storm.
What's that?
Atsani's took a very big turn right here, just as it's left depression. Obviously, it's become 150 super typhoon status. Possibly even stronger. I'm thinking possibly the Cat 5. Who knows? It might even do it.
Well, JTWC are predicting this storm to become the strongest, to reach a peak wind speed of 150 miles per hour, which is super typhoon strength, though still Category 4. Category 5 begins at 160 miles an hour.
I thought it started at 156.
Oh, well, Mr. Pedantic, yes. 157 actually, to be even more pedantic. But then it begins to weaken after day 4 there, from 150 miles an hour. John?
I'm looking at these tracks and I'm thinking, again, like saying Fujiwara effect could change these tracks a bit. If they interact in that.
Well, I think that's what is happening already, to be honest, because they seem to be turning away from each other.
Well, I think that's what's happened with the tropical storm risk.
Or certainly what they will be doing very soon, if not already.
Well, I think that's what's already happening because I think that's what's caused Atsani to, you know, veer up.
Well, it's certainly caused Goni to stay down.
It has. Just trying to find. I don't know if you can get a basic image of it, but.
What we're looking for now.
This is.
Could we see a Susan and Ron situation?
Susan and Ron?
Situation.
What about it?
No, we see a sort of situation like that where we have two strong storms and one in just absorbs the other.
Well, we had, I think it was Joan and Ivan back in 1997 in the remarkable West Pacific season that year, which featured 11 Category 5 storms. Crazy. And those two reached peak wind speeds almost at the same time. They reached Category 5, well, they were Cat 5 at the same time, and I think, if I'm right in saying, 185 and 165 at the same time, or something really crazy. It's quite possible we could see something like that, though maybe not that strong, but possibly two Category 5s. I wonder what the odds are for that. What you're looking at right now is the Himawari imagery of the two storms. Daylight has arrived there. They're looking fairly good.
Oh wow.
Goni on the left-hand side, Atsani on the right.
Oh hello, hello. Is that an Eyewall?
Which one we're looking at?
Goni. I can't tell if that's an off-centered Eyewall. I can't tell. And it might need to have the full daylight imagery over Goni. I can't tell if that's an Eyewall. I might need to have a look at it here.
Yeah, I do wonder.
It does look like one.
Take a look at the infrared imagery on there, Craig.
I will have a look at it. Infrared.
So there's those storms. If we look much further east, we might be able to catch a snapshot of what's left of Hilda, though there's so little left of it, I don't think you can even see it. You can just about see the Hawaiian Islands over here, and that's about it.
I think it is an Eyewall that's forming, Nathan, because there's a score there. 2 potential chances of Eyewall formation. One here and there. One right. You can see the center of rotation, well, center of circulation now beginning to accelerate as it's, beginning its. Well, I don't know if it's rapidly intensifying, but TSR certainly thinks it. In 24 hours, it'll be a Category 2 typhoon. But certainly saying rapid intensification to jump 10 knots, 75.
I mean, we're all looking at satellite here. What happened to good old radar? Here's the latest radar imagery from the from Guam, from the National Weather Service. You can see how the storm's been progressing, and I think that's the centre of it right there, isn't it?
I think it is actually.
Right, just northwest of Rota, to the east. What is it? West-southwest of Tinian Island. And Saipan just further north. And would that count as an Eyewall, or?
I'd possibly count it as one. Because
certainly
this is
very nice spiral band producing lots of heavy rainfall to the northwest of Guam there, yeah.
Do you think Goni's intensifying?
I think it's rapidly intensifying.
You think so? Well, that's what they seem to be doing at this year in this area. They're all in this area and they're all intensifying. Could be a bad year for these islands.
I think the biggest shining example of this year's rapid intensification would be Pseudolore, because I've never actually. Well,
you mean the one I missed?
Guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I don't know how well that thing really intensified. And I mean really intensified. It was forecast to become Cat 5, 160 miles per hour, 165. It didn't. It weakened down to a tropical storm. Jesus. Weakened down to a Category 3, and explosively intensified. Jumped from 120 to 155, and then jumped to 180, I think. I might need to look that up. I think it did. But it did really explosively intensify. Here, anyway, is what?
I'm seeing an eye in there.
Well, there's 2 chances of an eyewall formation. There's there and there. I think the bigger one here is the eyewall starting to appear now. So I think it may actually be a typhoon now. I think.
Looks it.
It does.
Sorry, I was speaking without actually having my microphone turned on. Excellent professional mistake. What I was saying whilst you were speaking is that I don't think it's got to typhoon yet. I think it's a strong tropical storm, maybe 70 miles an hour now. Though I could be wrong. It could be a typhoon already. We'll only find out in a few hours, quite a while actually, before the next update. It's going to be about 3 or 4 hours. Daniel?
I haven't really got much to add.
No?
Been a bit distracted.
Now, you did a game show with us yesterday, didn't you? Yeah. Now, without giving it away, because no one will watch it otherwise. If they know what happened, they won't watch it. How did it go?
That's all I'm going to say.
Alright.
It went alright.
Look forward to that airing very soon on Force 13. John. What do you think of that?
I'm sorry I missed it yesterday. I'm such a silly person.
No, not that. I'm talking about Goni again.
Oh! Goni's looking a lot stronger than it was, I don't know, a few hours ago. It's looking better. I mean, I could definitely, if I look at the radar closure, I can definitely see a little gap in the rain near certain circulation. Definitely seeing a very ragged, albeit area central circulation.
Hmm.
Maybe
it's a severe tropical storm now.
It's now STS, which would translate if it had 1 minute winds of 75 miles per hour, HATWC classified.
It's still 65. It's rapidly intensifying now.
The JMA have their advisory out, of course, saying 55 knots near the centre. As far as I know, that's 10 minutes sustained, isn't it? So that would put it at 65 miles an hour times 1.14.
We just got a question.
Did I get that right?
We just have a question.
65 times what?
Yeah, so I think JMA is saying it's just about or very close to becoming a typhoon if it isn't one already. That's Jason's latest image, looking good there.
What was it, 65 point what? Or times point something?
Nathan, we have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Martinez, please don't kill me if I said your name wrong. Do you think that either Guam, Saipan, or Taiwan had enough storm after storm this season? With storms,
I think they have.
Yeah.
And a short answer.
Yeah. That's your short answer. The long answer, yeah, I could probably. I'm not going to be able to lift
storm chaser, that is.
It's the long answer. I can't name them off the top of my 10 fingers. Or 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. Whatever you like to call it.
Crazy.
Jason's image is looking good.
Yeah, I'm loading the same one there.
It's looking quite beautiful. Why does Himawari haven't updated yet?
Latest Himawari image at 6:10 a.m. in Japan. I'd also like to tell everyone watching at home as well that this may well be our last ever hangout, done in the hangout format. I think future live shows will be done on a different format entirely, so it doesn't really mean much to anyone watching, though what it does mean is if you'd like to be part of any of our shows in future, which you're more than welcome to, by the way, if you want to talk storms with us, then we're probably going to be doing it through Skype instead. I think that's more accessible to some people, and it crashes Craig's computer less.
It crashes my iPod as well.
That's it, yes. So hopefully that's a little bit more accessible for everyone to use. If not, then we'll have to have a rethink, but whatever. We will be having a new format. Hopefully it'll look a little bit more snazzy as well. So look forward to that whenever we're next on air, which will probably be tomorrow.
Give me all the links I need.
Nathan,
go ahead.
What was that mathematical thing that you said? Was it 65 times what? Point something? Something point something.
If you two conversions to think about here. If you're converting from knots to miles an hour, that's multiplied by 1.15.
1.5.
And 10 minute sustained winds is what Japan use. You want to convert 10 minute sustained winds to 1 minute sustained winds. That's, as far as I know, is multiplied by 1.14, pretty much the same as what you're doing with the knots conversion.
Well, the knots conversion put it at 74.75 miles per hour, meaning it's a typhoon.
Just about. Yeah, it starts at 74. Let me just point out the warnings that are in effect. I can't believe we've not said what the warnings are yet. Tropical storm warning is probably pretty obvious. Remaining in effect for Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan and adjacent waters. Typhoon watch remains in effect, probably rightly so, for Tinian, Saipan, and adjacent waters as well. And they had it at 60 miles an hour at their last update. Over to you, Craig or Daniel.
I'm just going to try and check if now Goni. Well, it takes ages for this to update Goni. Try and check storm watch. See what it says. The mimic's updated, but they normally have microwave image. There we go. Try and check it. Tropical storm Goni. This does 24-hour periods. I don't think it's updated it. I'll just screen share it anyway.
Just going to take a look at the models for the West Pacific now, if any of them load. I've been having trouble recently with these. Sometimes they don't load at all. Pardon me. The GFS model. Of course, you can see those two storms quite clearly. Even at the initial the initial period there, you can see that Atsani is a little bit larger and a little bit deeper. But let's see how the GFS progresses them. Oh, we can't. We can't be on 24 hours because GFS sucks with this. Whether if the ensemble mean works as well, or maybe does that not go beyond 24 hours? Oh, what a surprise! Oh no, it's gone again.
Nathan, I think we may have a typhoon.
No luck with the GFS, Craig.
I think we may have a typhoon due to the microwave imagery. There's an eyewall there.
Did you microwave that imagery, Craig?
No, I did not. See, I missed
You didn't nuke it?
Oh, goodness me. See, there's an eyewall there forming, so I think it might be a typhoon now. Instead of saying what they're saying, it's 55 minutes.
I couldn't really say, to be honest, because I'm not really familiar with the imagery in terms of how strong it is, but it says Vmax at the top left there, 55 knots, but that might be wrong, I don't know.
Well, the imagery is certainly saying something completely different, because here, that's an eyewall right there.
Okay.
We'll find out.
20 minutes to send in your messages if you have any questions for us. We're more than happy to reply. But right now we'll take a look at the CMC model for the West Pacific, if that goes beyond 24 hours. Thankfully it does. And you can see how both storms become significant. You can see Goni moves much faster away towards the west there, and Atsani becoming much larger. Well, maybe not significantly larger, but certainly larger and deeper by the looks of things there. Well, look at it there, significantly larger by that point. And two very strong storms here, possibly two Category 5. Look like eyes staring at you, don't they? And the CMC at least spares Taiwan by the looks of things and takes Goni off towards a more northerly direction towards the Ryukyu Islands of Japan. Atsani remaining well out to sea, thanks to Goni, to be quite honest. And if Goni wasn't there, then Atsani could have been a real problem for Japan, perhaps, and may still be yet. We can't rule that out at this early stage. And of course, we'll be keeping you up to date in this show and in future shows about all that.
Well, I think what you're saying there, Nathan, I think you might actually be right. I know I do like to tend saying Category 5s quite a lot. I do need to try and check these. I do need to update. I don't think Devin wants to come on anymore. Force him. 1508. See if it works. Here we go. Already developed.
I'm just taking a look at the NavGem model as well before we finish up with looking at all the models. Even the NavGem, which is often quite conservative, predicts two big things out of these typhoons.
There's another storm behind it, and I think who is it coming out of? Oh, it comes out of Atsani, or it forms out of Atsani, I think. Yes, it does.
Let's take a look at the imagery that Jason's showing us right now. What is this we're looking at? It's the East Pacific Invest 94E. Is that right? Is it really that far up now? I remember when it was right near Mexico. Yes, it is Invest 94E. And I suppose that's the thing with this one, because quite a while ago we were looking at big things to come of this one, a major hurricane perhaps, but time's really running out. You know, once it gets the same latitude as the Baja California Peninsula, then you know that time's starting to run out. And I wonder whether this will become a significant storm at all, to be honest, whether it will ever get to tropical storm status, but
It might be a
I
Felicia.
feel very confident, 90%.
Might be a Felicia.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Explain.
Tropical Storm Felicia was a very brief tropical storm that kind of had a similar track to what this disturbance is going on, like, so
Yeah.
could be another one of those.
Alright.
Could be.
Well, that's the latest visible imagery of that. And I seem to have misplaced my Himawari imagery. I found it again. This is what I assume is the latest image. Shh, John. The latest image is that an eye popping out?
I think that is an eyewall.
A really tiny little hole in the centre of the storm.
Hang on, let me just check the floor.
And it is consistent with where the centre of that thing is. I think that might be an eye coming out to play.
Hang on, let me just try and confirm that for you.
I mean, the radar
It is an eye wall. It's an eye wall. An attempted one, anyway.
The radar shows certainly the centre of the storm quite clearly.
That's what I've been
in
saying.
that same location.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
The probable eye there.
Aw, cute.
I think
it
is.
Oh no, give me a minute.
Latest imagery from Himawari. You were just looking at. Here's another version where you can see both storms, both of them at the same time. Any other observations that you guys would like to make?
I was looking at the imagery of Goni. I'll just screen share that.
Yes, Jason, we already looked at the sea surface temperatures earlier on in the show. They're very warm around the storm, around both storms. Certainly warm enough to sustain development for some time.
Where did you say the eye wall was forming, Nathan? This bit here.
The
Yeah,
bit that looks like an eye, basically, Craig.
Which is this bit here, right near
No,
the little indent.
not quite. I don't know where you're pointing me now. Yeah, Daniel, it is more like a pinprick.
Oh, here, this little indent here, right in between where safe.
He always wants to
Still,
call it Sapien.
I know. Put that on the bloopers.
Well, you've not done it yet.
No.
Aww.
Right.
We've been on the Skype conversation.
Sapien.
He always called it
Yes.
Sapien. Saipan.
Don't put me off.
I've already done that, I think.
Right, that's take 2. Right, here's take 2.
Come on, Craig.
Someone, right, right, compose yourself.
Come on, Craig.
It's between Sapien Island. Oh, I did it again!
Congratulations, Craig. You've made it onto the bloopers reel.
Yay! For God's sake.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not saying that island's name again. Right, just keep me.
That island.
Right there!
Oh dear me! I've just made it onto.
Jason's angry.
Oh no!
Yeah, you made Jason very angry with that comment. So it has to be a matter of time. In a few hours, I mean, it's really good that daylight imagery has arrived. By the end of this day, we'll probably see a nice looking little eye from Goni.
I think it's already being appearing.
Well, yes, it may look even better by then. It depends how the storm develops, but you just got to wonder what intensity it'll finish the day at. Is it going to be another one of those really rapid intensifying storms? It's not even got away from the islands yet, and it's already got thoughts of becoming possibly a major typhoon, just like Sudalore.
And possibly, well, by the looks of the thing, it's taking the same characteristics as Super Typhoon Noel, which wasn't yesterday.
No.
Yeah, Noel. I know Noel was down about
Yeah.
down at Yap, but it's doing the exact same thing. It's like sitting there but moving very slowly, and then it became a typhoon during the live update. Well, if that makes
Did
any
it?
sense at all. Yeah, it became a
I don't even
typhoon.
remember.
It became a typhoon during a live update, which was
Excellent.
not yesterday.
No,
Yep.
it wasn't.
Hmm.
Well spotted. It was 3 months ago.
Yes, it wasn't yesterday. But still, it's taking the same characteristics as no near enough. It's moving very slowly and being a pain in the absolute backside.
Right. Nice to see you keeping it clean.
Yes, I did keep it clean. Cough, cough. Jean, thank God he's not here. Um, but still, yeah. Sorry. I would It would be quite something to see two Cat 5s at once in the West Pacific. Maybe not for any of the, like the Philippines, Taiwan,
No,
Japan,
I don't think the
China.
Philippines going to get any of it.
No, but I don't think they'd want to see any Cat 5s at all. But who knows? It might not happen. It might happen. Who knows? We'll see.
Let me just remind any people who have just joined us what the current situation is. We have Tropical Storm Goni, wind speeds of 65 miles an hour. Tropical Storm Atsani, also with winds of 65 miles an hour. Invest 99W located there, 15 miles an hour apparently. And what's left of Hilda still going somehow near Hawaii, but I mean, you may as well just call it an odd rain shower. A few clouds.
Oh no.
Invest 94E looking good, 90% in the next 48 hours rather. Maybe a short-lived tropical storm.
Oh dear. I'm out of cola.
Warnings in effect. There are warnings, not for Atsani, but for Goni, where we have a tropical storm warning in effect for Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan, and a typhoon watch in effect for Tinian and Saipan. They could be upgraded to warnings very soon if it does indeed become a typhoon. Craig's cracking up again because of his mistake earlier.
Don't rub it in.
Storm is moving away, but there you go.
John, don't rub it in. Stop.
Daniel.
You left yourself open.
Yeah.
Daniel, what do you think about the current situation with the storms? I mean, would you be a bit worried if you were on the island of Guam right now?
Yeah, probably.
Do you know anything about how to prepare for a typhoon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, educate people.
Run.
Oh.
Take
You
shelter.
can't run. Oh, you could.
Yep,
run,
they have
but
shelters.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Not in the basement.
you can't really evacuate on these islands. You can't move inland. You can't run for the hills. There aren't many hills. Though,
Lack of hills.
of course,
Well, to be honest, you couldn't
people-
actually hide in hills due to landslide risk.
yeah.
Risk.
Yes, I suppose so. But yes, those on those islands probably know what they're supposed to be doing, preparing for the storm. Of course, boarding up the houses quite often, don't they?
Oh, yes.
And making sure every loose object is secure. But I don't know much else about these things, so yeah.
Well,
John, when was the last time you had a hurricane?
Last time I had a storm that made landfall near my area or affected me indirectly. That's what I want to know. Well, last time I had near direct landfall storm was Irene of 2011. That was tropical storm at the time.
And how did you prepare for the storm?
We didn't do much at all because it was by the time I got up here, it was a tropical storm. But I don't know. I would we just went to the store. We just grabbed some food for 24, 48 hours in case the power went out. That's all we did.
You were the one keeping your family most up to date, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
You bet.
Irene was not very impressive when it got up here, but it caused lots of flooding within western Massachusetts and Vermont. So yeah, that's not too far from I live in eastern Mass, but whatever. But the last one that indirectly affected me was Sandy. Duh. Yeah, the sandy one is obvious now. Everyone's like, oh, it's so sandy. It's just people. After a while, someone wore out sandy because it's been used so many times in some conversations. It just got worn out. It's become like
Crazy.
Katrina. It's become like
Ah,
Katrina
yes.
because when you bring it up in a tropical cyclone conversation, it just gets stale.
Well, you remember when that little pinprick of an eye popped out? It's gone again.
Oh, well, due to
But you can still
storms,
see where it is going to be.
Nathan, due to little pinhole eyes, we're gonna move to Atsani. It's trying to develop one.
Well, Atsani is a much different kettle of fish, I suppose.
I'll just screen share it very quickly because this is what it
Well,
says.
you can see on my screen here the Himawari imagery. You can see Atsani, visible image. I don't think it's so much an eyewall just yet. It's trying to develop, you know, all
Something.
the thunderstorms around it, but you can see the center of the storm there quite clearly. That's going to be an eye soon enough. But
It looks a lot bigger in terms
this
of eye.
whole side here, the southeastern side, looks pretty bare on the visible. I may be wrong, but to me it looks pretty bare.
Well, it's this little area here that's caught my attention. It's just come up just now. This is the little area that's caught my attention. That's alerted me that it may be an eyewall.
Okay.
It's got eyes, because look, there's two there. But who knows? It might be an eyewall. I'll need to check different
Sorry for that
imagery.
really long sigh.
Oh, we didn't hear it.
Oh,
Well, I didn't. Did you?
No. 94E, quick check at that. Wow.
Pardon me.
I wish
I wouldn't know how you guys would probably describe it, but I think it's got a very low chance of development now. Well, according to the National Hurricane Center, it's got a very high chance.
90% is low all of a sudden.
Yeah, but it's just due to what it's looking like.
It looks like it's being sheared.
I'm not convinced by it. I have to say.
It does look like it because you can see by the little,
Is
I
it
think
going
it's
to
not
be
gonna
going to be one of those storms that you get that NXT are so convinced 90%, and then it will just gradually go down 80, 70, 50, 10, nothing.
And then the National Hurricane Center, well, no offense to them, but they'll just be going like, what the hell just happened?
And then they'll call it a tropical storm in post-analysis, of course.
Possibly. They might do that with I can't remember what invest it was. Was it 95L that had wind speeds of 40 miles per hour?
You get the odd one in the Atlantic, usually a frontal system or one that's already transitioning to become post-tropical or something. That quite often is of tropical storm strength, but does not have the other credentials required to be a tropical storm. That can sometimes happen.
Oh yes, there's definitely an eyewall coming out in Goni. Well, not Goni. Well, yes, Goni. I got the two mixed up. Yeah, it's one of the. Well, both of them. You can definitely see it there, as you said. I think the center may actually be here.
No.
Further back, who knows? I think it might be here.
No, I don't. I really don't think so. The radar.
The radar definitely says different.
Well, look at it.
Give me a minute. Yeah.
Well, hey, 5 minutes before we finish the show, John, would you like to talk about what you're showing us?
This is the hypothetical world map. I bet
Crazy.
Nathan mentioned it once or twice, maybe. Did you ever mention this at all? What we did with the hypothetical world or whatever?
Yes, we have. This is HypoWorld. It's hypoworld.force13.com. You just add HypoWorld before the website address instead of www. And we basically have our own hypothetical world where we have our own storms that form.
This is my area of responsibility right here. This is RSS, the Mineral City.
Where the crazy storms form.
I got Category 3 Arlene, which is 125 miles per hour, 148 millibars right now, the 2100 UTC, aka 1 hour ago.
Yeah.
It was at 30. It was threatening Nashua, but according to Lynn. It'll strengthen a bit more. It'll peak around Category 4. Barry will probably peak as a minimal 1 or 2 hurricane. And it's beginning to accelerate.
Move east. Move east.
Okay, yes, I'm done. Lamenting over my basin. So Nathan, you get your 15 minutes of fame here.
There's Hurricane Wanda, a much more realistic part of the world near the Fool's Republic. Remarkably, the conditions are incredibly favourable around Wanda, and it's become the first hurricane of the year. About time too. There's also Invest 96G further up towards the southeast, which may also become a weak tropical storm, and Craig's country up towards the north there with its capital, Kilmarnock.
Just move over a bit more. Thunder Bay.
That's Devon's area. Pretty
The
quiet at this
The
time.
last storm we had was quite good. It just dissipated.
Yeah.
Whoa! Here's the United Micdom, or this
Who's
is
being
Michael's.
rude in the background? Yes, that's Michael's place, another crazy location.
Yeah. Ignore Barry. We're gonna move this over.
And Daniel also has a place on here as well, Hudonia.
Where's
Yeah, I
that?
do.
Where's that?
Go southeast.
Southeast.
Oh, we'll go the other way now.
Oh, there we go. Is it this way?
Yeah, you'll get there. The
There
red
it
one
is.
there. Yeah.
Oh, down
Hudonia.
there. Oh, down here. Oh, I see.
Right down there. And there's Jason's country as well, Riga, I think. He'll really hate me if I said that wrong. Probably did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Hypothetical World, one of Force 13's many active projects.
Don't forget Jean.
And Jean's country as well, indeed. Our friend in Mauritius.
One that
Well,
we like to laugh at.
yeah, I think we're about to wrap up the show then, because there's only 4 minutes of our allotted hour, which doesn't really mean much because we can go over or under that as much as we wish. But there's the latest on Goni and Atsani. You can follow Force 13 on any of its mediums. Of course, you can visit the website, force13.com, which is now back up and running after a long absence, which we had a few months ago. And of course, its new tracking page, which we've seen quite a lot of during this show. You can also follow Force 13 on Facebook and Twitter, search Force 13 all in text. You can also follow us on Marcel's Instagram page as well. Again, it's just Force 13 in text on there too. You can also add me on Skype. That's very useful if you want to be part of a future live event. Search Fool13, FOOL13, and add me, and the rest is history. Until our next show, from myself, Nathan Foy, John, have a good evening. Daniel, thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Craig.
Bye.
And Dowell over there as well with a Need for Speed logo. Remarkable. That's all from us. We'll see you again soon.
No
Goodbye.
toodles,
And also
Daniel.
from Jason too.
Toodles.
He was here for a
No,
while.
oh,
Toodle pip, as Daniel says.
Typhoon tip.